Hey everyone, welcome to the 10 Investor channel. Last week, I clearly mentioned that there is a very good possibility that Nifty can reverse and will reverse probably from a long term channel. And that's exactly what has happened. And this week, Nifty is looking excellent as of today, and we might head upwards towards all time highs probably. Now, having said that, this week I have four stocks which are looking excellent. Three of them are looking fundamentally excellent as well. They posted good earnings in the last couple of quarters, and they are also broken out from a 11-year breakout, 10 years breakout, and we have a couple of other stocks. And also, we're going to discuss one sector which did really well, but corrected recently, and is also looking again very good on the charts and might perform very well going forward. So that's what I have in store for today. So don't forget to stay till the end of this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. So let's get started. So as always, I'm going to look at the Nifty Outlook, and this is the chart that I had last week. So last week we had a very strong red candle, and that's when I said probably we have a chance to head higher. So this week we had a strong bullish green candle on both Bank Nifty and the Nifty charts, and both have reversed from a long-term channel. Now this was the first major base we had, major drop consolidation, and we had a consolidation. We went higher and we went higher. Now both charts are looking exactly same, and we can head towards all-time high if this week's low holds and if the channel holds. So that's what I'm going to conclude today in terms of Nifty. I'm sure we're going to head higher. Always keep a stop loss and be safe. Second thing is the index that we want to discuss today is the PSU Bank index. Now, PSU Bank index had a very strong rally, and it went up all the way from 2000 levels to almost 4000 levels in just a matter of few months, starting last July until this last December. In Jan, we started correcting, and now we've corrected and retested the middle of the channel, which is this zone here. Now, this channel for me is very significant because of the middle channel. If you see the middle points, it is perfectly, kind of textbook channel, you can call it. We've taken resistance here. We took support multiple times. We kind of broke down, did a time correction. This was a complete time correction from the top. And then we kind of again rallied one way up. And now we have retested this middle channel. Now this for me looks excellent. So you can go ahead and buy probably any of the bank stocks. And you can probably get some good 20% returns probably in a week or so. And it might, face resistance again around that zone over there. So for me, overall, banking sector as a whole still looks very good, especially the PSU banks. And we might do well going forward in the next few months as well. So there's been a lot of negativity around the banks because of Adani stock fall, but keep all that aside and just trade the price, and you'll just do well if you're trading the banking stocks. Okay, so that's this index that I want to discuss today. Now today I have four stocks, out of which three are excellently fundamentally very, very good. The first stock today that I'm going to discuss is Aavas Financiers, which is a very good company, as most of you might know. So I have some numbers in front of me. The market cap is pretty good. It's a kind of a large cap company, you can call it, or mid cap. Yeah, 5,000 crores above as a mid cap. So we can call it kind of a mid cap to large cap stock. PE is pretty good, ROC, ROE, and current market price is around 2,000. And look at that sales growth there that we've had in the last 3 years. In the last 5 years, the CAGR has been excellent. And we've had a CAGR of 22% of sales. In terms of profit, we had 27% profit growth. Now, these are excellent numbers. And look at what has happened to the stock. The stock from 2020 low, we've kind of, had very good earnings per share. So this blue bar that you see is earnings per share, basically the profits and the company numbers. But the stock, actually, while the earnings have been good, the stock has been kind of correcting, which is reflecting in the PE ratio. Now, that's why this PE ratio is now heading towards one of the lowest levels since May 2020. We're almost back to the 2020 valuations, and we are probably looking good from here, and we might head higher again from here. So that's from a fundamental perspective. But as always, technicals are very important because that helps you time markets, and you can get entries and exits decent to an extent if you do it well, and if you can learn it also. So I have the weekly charts of Aavas Financiers in front of me, and this is a beautiful long-term channel. Now, what has happened in Aavas Financiers is that the stock has kind of retested this channel support over here. So this is the trend line, lower trend line of this channel, and we kind of retested here, and the volumes have started increasing. Now that gives me kind of a confidence that this probably is a beautiful, perfect channel. Now this third time it has reversed, which means now this is a very valid channel for us to consider. And if we kind of break this channel, then we might see some consolidation or some correction as well. So overall, for me, a good primary trend line reversal. We've had some good, decent volumes coming in, and the stock has corrected 50% from the top, while the fundamentals have remained good. So I'm not sure if there's anything else because of which the stock has corrected, but overall for me, the stock looks fantastic. I think the stock is undervalued still and might head higher again. So looking at the daily chart, I'm just zooming in here, and if you see, we've had this nice, beautiful downward channel since the top of 3200. We've been going down steadily, and now for the first time, we're kind of trying to attempt to make a higher high on this chart over here. And volumes, as I said, have been pretty good, and we've had a very strong closing on Friday. So overall, for me, Avas Financials is the first stock and a very good stock to have it as part of your portfolio with a stop loss of around 1780, which is around 10%, 11% stop. Not bad for a investment. You can look for around 40-50% returns, but my target for me is 2700, which would be somewhere around that zone over there, right? So that resistance would be a major resistance for me, because I see a lot of resistance around that zone over there, and we might head towards that level again, which is around 2700, which makes it 3 times the risk that we're taking today. So that's the first stock. Do let me know in the comments what do you think about the index, PSU index, and the Avas Financial stock. And if you do like my analysis until now, don't forget to like this video as well and subscribe to my channel. So moving on to the second stock today is Monte Carlo. Now, Monte Carlo was a good stock for me. I posted this last year sometime when we had a strong breakout. But what has happened to the stock is it's kind of retested again, corrected again in the last couple of months, or last few months or so. So let's take a look at the fundamentals and see what's in store. So it is a small cap company, 1,300 crore market cap. P is around 11, ROC is very good, around 17-21%. It's a very good ROE, and for that ROE, P slightly needs to be a little higher, I feel. And it is also in a very good business, in the clothing business, or you could call the fashion business. And for me, this is a decent company given how the earnings have grown. And look at the P ratio has not gone up that much. Because the earnings have gone up, the price hasn't gone up, so P ratio tends to consolidate. So sales have been very good. Profit has been excellent last 3 years. We've had some excellent numbers here. So that's why this looks also interesting for me. And I feel the stock has withstood the entire volatility in markets and is standing strong, and we might head higher. So overall, if you look at the monthly charts, we've had an 8-year breakout around this time in June 2022. And we're kind of retesting the zone. And if you observe here, we are having VIX. In last 3 months, we're having VIX, and this month we're having kind of inside bar. So overall, that is a very bullish consolidation or a bullish sign for me, given the VIX are forming there. That shows demand around the 600 zone, which was the previous resistance. And this is a breakout retest, and also it's taking support around the channel support. So overall, it's an excellent price consolidation, I can say, for the last few months, and we might head higher again from here. So zooming into this area over here, going to the weekly charts here, and if you see, this is a beautiful channel that I'm looking at. Now, channels are very, very important, especially when price starts trending. Channels do form an uptrend, downtrend, and this channel is a textbook channel for me. Again, for the same reason that the middle looks excellent. It took resistance exactly around the middle of the channel, and we had resistance over here, and now it's kind of doing a correction, and this is a previous breakout zone. So that is a confluence of supports, and that support for me is very important to hold. And I think after this good red candle here, we had a nice correction, and now we are seeing 2 weeks of doji. We also have an inside bar on the weekly charts, so that's a very significant point to note in terms of technical analysis. And for that reason, for all these reasons that I mentioned, we're going to buy the stock at current market price, keep a stop loss of 600, which is just 5.2%, which is the least risk we have today. So this is probably going to be should be one of the big positions in a portfolio. If you're taking a good risk, we might get some good rewards as well. So here, the target here is not the 100, it's 900, and here the risk reward comes to around 8 times the risk that you're taking. So those numbers, I'm sorry for that. But overall, that's the second stock. The third stock today we're going to look at is Man Infra Construction Limited, which is also a very good stock, a very good small cap stock. Look at those ROC and ROE numbers, and look at that earnings per share that we've had in the last few quarters or so. There's been excellent numbers. So probably the growth story in India is helping this company. So it could be a short term, probably 1 or 2 years trend, and then I don't know what will happen. But for now, the trend is up, and that's why I'm looking at this stock. Look at sales and the profit growth. Now, that's the reason I'm looking at this stock today. Probably this should be a top pick in your portfolio, but just given that the stop loss is a little deep than Monte Carlo, so it's going to be probably a second stock that you will consider for the day. So looking into the technicals, this has a similar pattern to Monte Carlo, just that the stock had a much higher rally, the 11-year breakout back in September 21, and now we're kind of taking support around the zone. Now look at this consolidation around here, around the 70 zone. We are not broken that 70, so we made a low here last year, this candle, and now again we kind of retested that zone, and again we are seeing a green candle this month. So overall for me, this is a very good reversal that's happening here around this primary trend line support here. Volumes have completely dried up, but what happened on the daily chart is we had a kind of a gap up because of the results that came in, good volumes, and I think we are probably heading towards levels of 100 or so in the next few couple of months or so. Okay, so we're going to buy the stock at current market price, stop loss of 70 and target of 100, which is 2.4 times the risk. And if we break out of this channel, so do watch, don't exit just because I said 100. Now once if it goes here and if it breaks out, then we might see all-time highs again. So keep riding the trend. As I always say, that's how you make big money. You will have a few mishits here and there, but overall riding trends is one of the ways to make money. So if you can take small stop losses and ride big trends, you can make up for many of the losses that you make in your portfolio. So that's the third stock. The final stock that we're going to discuss today is purely from a technical perspective, because the fundamentals have not been great, but we have a very good investor there. That's why we're going to look at this today. So that is Atul Auto. Now, most of you know that we had a very famous investor entering in. So here on the monthly charts, we see we've had a 7-year downtrend breakout here in the month of October 2022, right? Look at the volumes there and look at this consolidation over there. So that's an excellent bottom there, in my opinion. And we've had strong green candles and we've had retest as well. Retest was done here. We went up, came down, retested, and now we are again heading higher. So for me, the trend is again resuming. And if you look at the daily chart, you can see that clearly happening. So we had a breakout, we had retest, and now again we're going higher. So you can keep a stop loss around that zone over there, which is around 305 levels. But that's a risky stop loss. So if you want to be conservative, you can also keep it around here also, right? But for me, I'll keep it there. I'll see how it goes, and if it kind of comes below that, I'll probably exit or take a small position first. Let it form a base, and once it crosses this high, then probably add more. So there are multiple ways to do take a trade management is a different topic in itself. I'll definitely do a video on that. Otherwise, we're going to buy the stock at current market price, 13.5% stop loss. I'm going to look at targets for 500 in the stock, and that's the last stock for today. I'm sure you loved my analysis. If you do love my way of my take on stocks and how I analyze them, don't forget to share with your friends, because a lot of people are struggling in the markets, especially last year or so. A lot of people have lost money, so let's help them and let's help everyone make money. So I'll see you in another video. Until then, take care, stay safe and trade safe. Bye bye.